Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn how to compare two fractions. So consider this circle. I am going to divide this circle into two equal parts, and I am shading one out of this two equal parts. Then what is the fraction representing this shaded region? It is 1 by 2. Now consider the same circle, and here I am going to divide this circle into four equal parts, and I am shading one of the parts. Then what is the fraction representing this shaded region? It is 1 by 4, because 1 out of the 4 equal parts are shaded. Now if you compare these two figures, you can see that which one is larger, which shaded portion is larger. The first one, the first shaded portion is larger than the second shaded portion. So we can say that 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 4. But if you look at these fractions, you can see that their numerators are same. In the first fraction, the numerator is 1, and in the second fraction also the numerator is 1. But the denominators are different. So in this case, that is, if we have two fractions with same numerator but different denominator, the fraction with the lesser denominator will be the greater numerator. Now let us consider one more example. 2 by 7 and 2 by 7 and 2 by 6. Here in both the fractions, the numerators are same. The numerator in both the fractions is 2, but the denominators are different. Then in this case, as I already said, the fraction with the lesser denominator will be the greater fraction. Here 2 by 6 will be the greater fraction, because among the denominators 6 is the smaller one, so 2 by 6 will be the greater fraction. Now let us consider again a circle, and I am going to divide the circle into 4 equal parts, and I am shading one of the parts. Then the fraction representing the shaded region is 1 by 4. 1 out of 4 equal parts are shaded. And if I am dividing the same circle into 4 equal parts again, and instead of shading one portion, if I shade two portions, then the fraction representing this shaded region is 2 by 4, because 2 out of 4 equal parts are shaded. Now if you compare these two figures, you can say that in the second figure it has more portions are shaded than in the first figure. So you can say that 2 by 4 is greater than 1 by 4. And if you compare these two fractions, you can see that in these two fractions the denominators are same. In the first fraction the denominator is 4, and in the second fraction also the denominator is 4. So in this case, that is, if we want to compare two fractions with the same denominator but the different numerator, the fraction with the greater numerator will be the greater fraction. Here 2 by 5 is greater than 1 by 4. Let us take one more example. Consider the fraction 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Now in both these fractions the denominators are same, but the numerators are different. So as I said earlier, the fraction with the greater numerator will be the larger number. So if we compare 3 by 5 and 4 by 5, we can say that 3 by 5 is less than 4 by 5, or you can say that the fraction 4 by 5 is greater than 3 by 5. So we learned how to compare two fractions if the fractions having same numerator or the fractions having same denominators. Now let us learn how to compare two fractions with different numerators and different denominators. So we will learn two methods, and we can use either of those two methods to compare two fractions. So first consider the fractions 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Here if you look at these two fractions, you can see that the numerators are different and the denominators are different. So in the first method, what we do is, we will first find out the LCM of the denominators. That is, here the denominators are 3 and 5. So what is the LCM of 3 and 5? It is 15. Now we are going to make both these denominators same. So first consider the fraction 2 by 3. Here we need to make the denominators 15. Here in this fraction the denominator is 3. Then which number should we need to multiply it with 3 to get 15? We need to multiply it with 5, because 3 into 5 is 15, and we will multiply the same number with the numerator also, that is 2 into 5. Now what is 2 into 5? It is 10. 3 into 5 is 15. Now take the next fraction, that is 4 by 5. Here the denominator is 5 and we need to make this denominator into 15. Then which number should be multiplied with 5 to make it 15? We know that 3 5s are 15, 5 3s are 15. So we need to multiply 5 with 3. And we will multiply the same number with the numerator also. It is 4 into 3. Now 4 into 3 is 12 and 5 into 3 is 15. So now we changed these fractions into fractions are having same denominators, and we already learned how to compare fractions with same denominator. So to compare two fractions with same denominator, what we need to do is, we need to look at the numerator. Here the numerators are 10 and 12, and among 10 and 12, which is larger? 12 is larger. So we can say that 12 by 15 is greater than 10 by 15. That is, 4 by 5 is greater than 2 by 3. Now let us learn the second method, and the second method is known as cross multiplication method. So consider the fraction a by b and c by d. If we want to compare the fractions a by b and c by d, what we do is, we will multiply like this. That is, first we will multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction. Now a into d is ad. Now we will multiply the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction. So we will get bc. And if AD is equal to BC, in the first case, if AD is equal to BC, we can say that the fraction A by B is equal to the fraction C by D. Now, in the second case, if AD is greater than BC, if the product AD is greater than the product BC, we can say that the fraction A by B is greater than the fraction C by D. Now, in the third case, if AD is less than BC, we can say that the first fraction, that is A by B, is less than the fraction C by D. So this method is known as the cross multiplication method to compare two fractions. Now let us consider the same problem, 2 by 3, compare 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. Now we can apply the second method here. We will multiply 2 by 5. Then 2 into 5 is, what is 2 into 5? It is 10. Now we will multiply like this, 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is 12. Now which one is larger, 10 or 12? 12 is greater than 10. So we can say that the fraction 4 by 5 is greater than the fraction 2 by 3. Now consider the fractions 4 by 5 and 7 by 8. Here we need to compare these two fractions. So if we are using the second method, multiply like this, 4 into 8. What is 4 into 8? 32. Now 5 into 7. 5 into 7 is 35. Now 32 is less than 35. So the first product is less than the second product. So we can say that the first fraction, that is 4 by 5, is less than the second fraction, that is 7 by 8. Let us do one more problem. Compare 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. Now multiply like this. 1 into 4 is equal to 4. Then 2 into 3. 2 into 3 is 6. Here the first product is less than the second product. So we can say that the first fraction is less than the second fraction. That is 1 by 2 is less than 3 by 4. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.